There was questioning, but it wasn't allowed.
Yes.
You're automatically put into anti-vaxxer, flat earth, crazy white right-wing conspiracy theorist.
Kimmel had been attacking Aaron Rodgers for years, calling him a dingbat and an anti-vaxxer, and he didn't want to get the COVID vax and everything else. So here is Aaron Rodgers on Joe Rogan. This is a couple months back on what it was like to be attacked for being a conspiracy theorist who wouldn't get vaxxed.
Science that can't be questioned isn't science anymore. It's propaganda.
Right.
And that was my problem with the whole thing is science is propagated by peer review.
Yes.
And you have an idea and then giving it to your colleagues or a study group or an institution and then having them review it.
Yes.
And figure out, did you make any sense or there's some holes in it?
Yeah.
Right? But there wasn't any questioning of the information that was put out.
Well,
it wasn't allowed. There was questioning, but it wasn't allowed.
Yes.
You're automatically put into anti-vaxxer, flat earth, crazy white right-wing conspiracy theorist.
That's what I said when I made that video to Neil Young, when Neil Young was getting all his music removed from Spotify because I was promoting misinformation. I said, what you say is misinformation today is not going to be misinformation in the future. You have to understand that. And I was saying how they were saying there was misinformation. Well, the things that you were getting kicked off of social media platforms initially, you were saying that masks don't work or saying that the vaccine won't stop transmission, or by saying that the virus came from a lab. All those things would get you kicked off of social media initially. Those have all been proven to be true. Not only, well, not the virus coming from a lab. That's just, most people believe it to be true.
Assumed, yeah.
It's like a large swath of the scientific community is behind that now, and including Newsweek. It was on the cover of Newsweek, this lab leak theory, which is not, I mean, it's the most plausible scenario. There's not an animal host. They haven't shown that there's an animal host that could give it to people. That's not propaganda. That's not fake. That's not pseudoscience. This is just what they know. All those things would get you kicked off social media. Now they're widely understood to be true. So this is one of the things that I said when I made that video, that these people that you're talking about, one of them, Dr. Robert Malone, he holds 9 patents for the creation of mRNA vaccine technology. He was a part of the creation of mRNA vaccines. He took the mRNA vaccine and had a horrible reaction and almost died.
Right? Like, we all get it. Anyone that questioned the vaccines, questioned the mandates, if you question anything related to diversity, equity, and inclusion, all of these things, they label you these things. The machine then puts out comedians, late night hosts, they put out television journalists, quote unquote journalists, out there to label everybody all of these awful things, and it just marches on.